Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, Chapter 18 spoilers are out, but not the raw pages. Also, the source is kind of unreliable. Anyway, without any further delay, let's jump right into the video. Matsuri is on the cover page for Chapter 18, and the title is Sleep on It. The chapter starts with where we left off in the last chapter. Kawaki has pinned Amado on the wall, and Sumire enters the lab. Sumire shouts, "Kawaki!" And he replies, "Don't make a fuss, Sumire. The situation is under control." This is just a conversation between two reasonable people, but it may get rough. Kawaki continues talking to Amado. "To be honest, I couldn't care less about the parts of my body you played with. It's in the past, but no more. I will decide now whether I should be modified or not, change my parameters, upgrade my attack stats. If you refuse, then I don't need you anymore, and you become a liability. I will kill you on the spot." Sumire again tries to calm Kawaki down, but Kawaki continues, "Choose your words wisely, old man, if you don't want to die, that is." Amado says, "Sleep on it, Kawaki," and Kawaki fell down unconscious. Sumire says this is the same as Delta, a shutdown code. Amado replies, "Exactly, Kaki-kun. Help me, we're going to move him." Well, Amado had told this to Shikamaru in part 1, in order to keep Kawaki alive to bring back his daughter Akabe before omnipotence happened. This will also be mentioned later in this chapter. Coming back, we move to Sarada and others. Sarada and Mitsuki took Ryu to Araya and Yodo. As they said in the last chapter, Sarada says, "Here they are." Ryu asks why she is looking at me like that, referring to Yodo. Sarada says sorry, she is a bit shy. Araya tells Yodo to calm down, "You are not a kid anymore." And we move to Matsuri and Konohamaru. Matsuri asks, "That's about it. What do you think happened to me?" Konohamaru replies, "Well, I'm not really sure, but your condition seems alright, and you aren't pale or anything, so I think you're good." Matsuri says to Konohamaru, "I don't know why, but I was very nervous. However, as we talked, I gradually started to feel okay. I wonder why." Konohamaru replies, "It's our first meeting, right? That might be it." Matsuri replies, "But I feel like my true self. I am glad it's fun talking to you." Then Matsuri says, "Konohamaru-chan, can I call you that?" After which Konohamaru gets a flashback of Kid Moegi and adult Moegi calling him Konohamaru-chan. Matsuri asks what's wrong. Konohamaru replies nothing. Meanwhile, Ryu asks, "Anyway, where are those hints on Boruto's presence?" But Sarada couldn't answer properly, and Ryu activates the iron sand. Sarada asks Ryu, "What are you doing?" Ryu replies, This is iron sand. I'm just scattering some around. This is how I sense people. That way I can learn a lot of things. Can you move a bit? If Boruto is really around, then I can pinpoint him very soon." Ryu continues, "Yodo-san, I am sensing a lot of bloodlust coming from you. You keep watching me from afar like this. This amount of bloodlust is far from normal." Yodo answers, "Don't pay attention to it. It's always like that. I'm a ninja, you know." Mitsuki jumps in and says, "Ryu, just so we're on the same page. Boruto is a criminal from Konoha. So we're on his track to kill him, just so you know." And asks, "Why are you after him?" Ryu replies, "To be honest, I'm not really sure. Maybe because he knows too much about the thorn bulb, for example." Sarada asks, "Thorn bulb?" Ryu continues, "Yeah, and other stuff like that. And this kinda makes our life harder. Jura-senpai said he should die." Sarada says, "Thorn bulb, Boruto did mention something about that. Say, Ryu, can those thorn bulbs be used as baits to bring Boruto out of hiding? If you don't remember, this is their mission, deceiving the Shinju to defeat them and acquiring the thorn bulb." We move back to Kawaki. He wakes up. Amado says, "Don't make a fuss, Kawaki. Calm down and listen to me. I understand what you say. You're right when you say that the Shinjus are a threat. They are a threat nobody expected, and one that we don't know how to deal with effectively. To have a chance to get rid of them, I might need to change your parameters into a more attack specialist. But I have my conditions." We see there is a new body that Amado has prepared, and he says, "This is not Delta. It's a clone I created for my daughter Akabe. A vessel I created for her upcoming revival. Your only task is to put a karma on this vessel, and Akabe will return to life. In your karma lies the data of my daughter. With this she will return to this world and to me, once again. The return of a soul I failed one too many times to revive. My only choice left was, a means, only allowed to gods. Everything I did up to this point was for this, and my only reason to live and my true goal. The only way for me to manage that was to use karma, the way of the gods. Please do that for me, Kawaki, that's all." Kawaki replies, "I already told you. If this daughter of yours ends up becoming an Otsutsuki upon revival, I will murder her on the spot. Do you understand? Amado replies, there is one chance in a million, but if she truly ends up as an Otsutsuki, then there is no choice. You can do as you please, but don't expect me to go down just like that. Kawaki says screw you and your conditions, and continues upgrading my powers comes first. And I really don't need another potential enemy to pop up like that. Amado tries to convince Kawaki again, but Kawaki says this is just a matter of priority. I can give you my word that I will give my karma to your daughter, even though I might have to kill her if she becomes an Otsutsuki. But this will be after we deal with all of our problems. Amado says, listen, Kawaki, right now your defense and regenerative abilities make you very, very hard to kill. You're almost immortal, in a sense. If I change your parameters to attack instead, I can't tell if you're going to survive the upcoming battles or not. If you die, then it's over for Akabe. And my dream would. Kawaki cuts him off and says, who told you I care about whether I live or die? What I want is the ability to kill them. Don't worry too much about me, Amado. To kill all those goddamn monsters, I will have just to become the biggest, baddest monster of them all. Kawaki continues, I don't care if it's science or whatever. Use any means to make me stronger, beyond infinity. And then the Shinju's, code Boruto. I'm going to kill them all. And then you will have your reunion with your daughter. We move back to konohamru. Matsuri says today was just the best day ever. To think I would talk with you that long, Konohamaru-chan. To be honest, I'm quite young, and I haven't lived long yet, but I'm so happy to be with you, Konohamaru-chan. Konohamaru replies, hey, wait a minute. Can you not call me like that? Matsuri asks, why? Konohamaru replies, only one person is allowed to call me that. It's weird really. I usually don't get worked up like that. Anyway, who cares? Just call me Konohamaru, plain and simple. Matsuri asks, only one is allowed? And who is that? Konohamaru replies, don't take it like this. This is not important. Matsuri asks, maybe, just maybe, is this about Kazumatsuri Moegi? I knew it. Who is this girl to you? Answer me, Saratobi Konohamaru. On the other hand, Ryu says using the thorn bulb as bait. That's clever. I never thought about this. Ryu creates a thorn bulb. Sarada says a thorn bulb. It looks the same as last time. Araya says, this is, and Yodo cuts him off and says, the thorn bulb. Ryu says, I wonder if the bait is going to work. And Yodo tries to grab the thorn bulb. Araya screams, Yodo, no wait, but Yodo can't move. Ryu laughs and says, well, what do you know? It worked. I figured something like that would happen. Mitsuki thinks this guy, Ryu, he acted like he was simple-minded, but it was a ruse. Ryu moves his iron sand and says, my dear ninjas, why the betrayal? This is going to leave a trauma. I'll punish you for this. And Sarada loses control over her body and is about to attack Yodo. Mitsuki says, it's the iron sand. The iron sand is controlling our movements. It's like we're his puppets. Araya stops Sarada from attacking Yodo and frees her from Ryu's control using his sword. Sarada says, I can move again. Did he blast the iron sand away? Araya says, magnetic iron particle sealing wave. Shinki and I created this technique to have our own combination jutsu. To think I would have to use it like this. Shinki, I'm going to need your power on this fight. Ryu says, hey, what's that? Isn't this a bit unfair? And the chapter ends. Finally, things are starting to move again. The setup is completed now, especially what happened between Amado and Kawaki, which was pending since part 1 when Amado had revealed why he joined Kara. Ryu was already suspicious of them from the beginning, and Konohamaru cannot fully go on with the mission because of his own feelings for Moegi. But there is a possibility that some of these spoilers might be fake, as the source is not reliable. Also from now on we may only have text spoilers without any pages. Anyways, comment below your thoughts on the spoilers. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Meanwhile, watch my previous videos, and we will meet in the next one.